everyone, I'm Amber, and in this video we'll be doing a completely standing sequence where you will not need a mat, you don't need any yoga clothes, just as long as you're comfortable. I've decided to do them in loose jeans and a top that I like, so as I always say, wear something comfortable and something that you like, that makes you feel good. You don't need to have a yoga body, you don't need to be young, you don't need to have an hour for this practice. Hopefully it will be around about half an hour, 25 minutes. And the most important thing, you don't need to be particularly strong or flexible. As you see my little drawing here of a very flexible gymnastic-like yogi. So yeah, and we're going to do a sequence which has been inspired by Drew Yoga, so go check it out. There's loads, well, there's quite a few videos online, not as much as other styles of yoga, and you're able to do pretty much all the same things you would do in yoga. So the focus being on the breath with movement, relaxation, movement of the spine in different ways, stretching the muscles. In particular with movement of the spine, we're still going to be doing forward folding, we're still going to be extending the body with back bends, twisting the spine, and all those things, balancing and inverting our bodies so that our head is lower than our heart. We'll still be doing all those things, so don't feel like you'll be cheated, like you're not doing yoga. This is still yoga. So let's get started. We're going to start having our feet about hip width apart, and you can check on this by bringing the fists together and making sure they fit in between the feet. Another way to check is to pick up one heel and pivot it and check that it fits nicely within the space of the other foot. Okay, so if you do that and your heel is on top of your toes, then you need to widen your stance slightly. And equally, if you do it here and there's a huge gap, then just bring it in a little bit. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to start by bending the knees and coming to our bounce. And we're just going to try and release any tension in the muscles. And we're also going to try and raise the heart rate slightly. So allow your hands to be floppy, maybe giving them a little bit of a shake. Shaking up the elbows and the shoulders are moving up and down, and you're just allowing the weight of your body just to sink into the soles of your feet. So here we're just shaking every cell of the body. And it's okay to move also the pelvis side to side, keep shaking and breathing. And we're going to shake for a little while, so maybe another 30 seconds of shaking. And just letting it go. Might even shake the chest, doing a little shimmy. Maybe going onto one foot, shaking the foot out. And then the other foot. Keep bouncing. Then we're going to slowly start to slow it down a little bit, coming to stillness. Really gradually slowing down. Great. And we're going to just arrive in our strong standing position. So really pressing the feet into the earth, having a micro bend in the legs, allowing that strong sort of posture to set in from the toes upwards, up the legs, maybe tucking the pelvis in if you tend to tilt your pelvis forward. Bringing some engagement to the abdominals. Each time breathing, opening the chest maybe a little bit more. And just bringing the shoulders back, shoulder blades more together. There's a dog barking. Allow the shoulders to sink, the hands to become really soft. And then we're just going to find where our head's at. So our head's actually quite a heavy part of our body, and we can spend a lot of time with our head in awkward positions, maybe spending the whole day with our head on our side or our head forward like turtleneck. So we're just going to try and reset that by moving the neck, moving the head side to side, maybe doing some rolls, maybe lingering somewhere and enjoying the stretch there. And we're going to close the eyes and go inward and start to see the stretch with our body rather than with our eyes. And then when you're ready, only when you're ready, you're going to come back and find your sort of balanced spot, your sweet spot, where your head feels nice and balanced on your spine. And if you do find that your neck sticks out a bit, you can just gently bring the chin in towards your neck, just to have that straight spine. Beautiful. I'm just going to rub the hands together. I'm going to get ready to open the eyes. So rubbing the hands together, placing the palms over the eyes so they're cupped and they're not touching the eyelids. Then you're going to open the eyes, keeping the hands there, just adjusting to the light, and then allowing the palms to just float down as you look into them and releasing them by your side. So we're going to start to get moving now. So just check your feet are hip width apart or just a little bit wider. Now you're going to bend the knees and open the arms up to shoulder height. So bending your knees on the way down and open up the arms, your wings on the inhale up. And I invite you just to relax, enjoy the movements, and really try to marry the breath with the movement. Inhale, the tummy expanding, the arms expanding. Exhale. You're going to do this a few times, and then we're going to extend the arms higher. So bringing the arms up, palms to touch. Exhale, bring them down, bending the knees. And you can cross the arms over. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, lifting up. Exhale down, lowering the gaze. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. You should start to feel a lot warmer now. You might be feeling it in the shoulders. And we're going to slow it down a little bit so that we can really use the strength of our muscles rather than gravity only. Real soft, controlled movements. Doing it at your own pace. It's okay if we're not in sync. That's absolutely okay. Make sure that your knees aren't knocking together on your way down. You're keeping them, parallel with your feet. Inhale, stretching up, reaching up. Exhale, bending the knees. Inhale, exhale. Inhale up, reaching up. Exhale, we're going to bend from our hips and come down, sweep the hands to the floor, and then inhale, raising up again. Exhale, folding from the hips. Just having that contact with the floor, and then coming back up. Sweeping the hands on the floor. Inhale, coming up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And exhale down. Inhale And exhale down. This time we're going to stay down. So everyone meet in a forward fold. Just allow the head to just drop. Maybe shaking the head forward. So yes. Maybe shaking the head no. Just getting any tension that might be in the neck. Allowing the hands to be heavy. Maybe swinging them in circles. One way, the other way. Move forward and back. And then we're going to come up very slowly. Just uncurling the spine. And the shoulders roll on to the spine, then the head just standing strong. Lovely. So we're going to do a little bit of hand yoga, you may say. So we're going to spread the fingertips way apart and then softly make soft fists, bringing the fingertips into the palm, and again stretching them out, bringing them back in, soft fists. Lovely. One more time, stretching out the fingers and then bringing them back in, soft fists. Lovely. So we're going to do wrists now, so just doing some wrist rolls. Going in one direction and then the other. The left hand's feeling quite disconnected to me, so that's interesting. Notice if one wrist is working differently to the other. It's interesting, isn't it? Be curious about it. And then we're going to clasp the hands together and do figure of eights. Try and bring the forearms together, but it's okay if they're apart. And do figure of eight in one direction and then reverse it into the other direction, like so. Nice. So then, raising the arms up and imagine you've got a wall that you're pressing against. So this is still a wrist stretch. So it's feeling that. And then we're going to send the arms back and bring the backs of the hands facing outwards. And feel that stretch on the outer side. Bringing it forward again, pressing up against the imaginary wall, bringing the fingertips towards the face, back towards the face, and then one more time bringing it back of the hands facing out, bringing the shoulder blades together, really opening up the chest as well. Very nice. So bringing your hands down by your side. I think we're going to do one more thing with the fingers. What is it? Yeah, I always like doing this. So it's kind of from the hand massage stuff. So taking one hand, wrapping it round a thumb or finger, and then just twisting fingers round, like so. Oh, click, and then going over to the other side. Brilliant. Shaking the hands out now. So now we're going to do some side bending. So we're going to inhale, raising one arm up, really reaching up on the inhale, inhale again, and then exhale, fold. Allow the bottom hand to reach downwards, inhale up, exhale, changing over, alternate hand, and exhale. Oh, inhale, reaching up. Sorry, inhale reaching up and then exhale fold. Inhale coming up, exhale switching over, inhale reaching up, exhale folding over. Feeling that stretch all in the side body. Inhale coming up, exhale switching sides, last side. Inhale, reaching up, exhale over to the other side. Beautiful. I think we'll keep on doing that, but at your own pace. So remember your exhales, you exchange sides, always inhaling at the top, reaching up, and exhale going over to the other side. So we'll do that another 2 times. your last one, just bring the hands back down by your side. Maybe rolling the shoulders back a few times and then rolling them forward a few times. Right. So now we're going to bend the elbows, bring the arms up and have the palms facing out. We're just going to continue lengthening the body. So inhale as you raise the arms up slightly, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down. So you should be feeling it at the sides of the back. Inhale up, last one, and exhale down. So now we're going to do a tree hugging sort of pose. So almost like you're hugging someone. So you're bringing your arms around and they're making a circle like so, but out in front of you. And we're just going to inhale and really expand the chest and the arms, looking up. And then exhale, bringing the hands, the fingertips together again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. So really getting the shoulder blades squeezing together, and then exhale. One more. Inhale, opening the chest, spreading the arms, shoulder blades together, looking up. Exhale. So now keeping your arms here, try not to let them drop. That's the sort of temptation, let them drop. Keep them up and strong. We've just got one more exercise with the arms like this. And we're just going to twist, looking over the shoulder. So try and keep the hips square if you can. I can already feel mine are turning. So if that's the case, just don't go as far. So for me, that's enough. So you just try and make sure the twist is coming from the thoracic part of the spine. So that's the top, or the middle part of the back, between the neck and the lower back. Beautiful. So now we're going to extend the twist by turning the foot out and turning deeper, looking behind you, bringing the foot back, turning the other foot out, and just flowing through this. And if you want to match the breath with the movement, you're inhaling to center and exhale as you twist. Last one on both sides. And coming back to the center and releasing the arms. Beautiful. So now we're going to do an exercise called tapping. And tapping is all about activating the body. And what do we mean by that? It's basically a way of massaging the body and it's used a lot in Qigong, I believe, and other martial arts in order to activate or energize the body, and particularly the energy centers. For me, from more of a scientific perspective, it's increasing circulation to areas of the body, and it's waking up the body's nervous system as well. So this is a great practice to kind of just bring those sensations into the body, make you more conscious. So we're going to start with the belly. So we're just going to be tapping the belly, and if you bruise easily, I would say to do it lighter, but otherwise make sure it's a firm tap. Tapping the belly. So we're starting at our energy center. This is where our energy lies. Giving yourself nice firm taps. Tapping the sides as well, side of the body. Lower belly, and a little bit higher, just above the belly button. Good. Maybe just giving yourself a little belly rub, and then we're going to move on to just under the collarbones. Tap in. And you have the option to bounce as you tap. That's quite a good thing to do as well. And smile. And then tapping the shoulder out. Almost just tapping the tension out. And it should feel good. I mean, for me it feels good. And remember, you're in control, so if you want to ease off the pressure, that's something you can do. Tapping the other shoulder if you haven't already moved across. Very nice. And now, taking the arm, having the palm facing up, tapping the underarm, top to bottom. Remember to tap the hands as well, or clap. Turning the hand over, keep tapping, keep bouncing as well. And then tapping the armpit. Well, we've got loads of lymph actually, so that's really good, getting that moving. And then the side body, keep bouncing. And then going over to the other side. So, palm facing up, tapping along the arm. Remember the hand as well. Keep bouncing. And then turning over the arm, doing the top side. Firm taps. Beautiful. Underarm or armpit, side body. I don't know why, but the side body always feels so good to do this too. Very nice. Releasing, and we're going to just bend the knees slightly, keep the spine long, and we're going to just tap. So if your belly button's here, you're going to tap the other side of the back in that area. So you're tapping the lower back. So this is where the kidneys are. Isn't that good? Little massage. Keep going. And coming up. And we're just going to quickly tap the pelvis area, the bottom, the thighs, front, side and back of the knees, and the front of the knees, the shins and the calves. And then we're going to just chill and bathe in all the sensations of the body. So having your feet hip width apart, finding yourself a nice stance, maybe bending the knees and sitting into the standing pose more. And just breathing. And just enjoying any sensations that might have brought up. Tingling sensations. Maybe sensations of feeling alive. Also, welcome to close your eyes. I automatically do it, or you can lower your gaze. Beautiful. Now, feet hip width apart. You might need to check that out. Ankle to toes, pivoting on the toes as you do that. Find your comfortable standing position. Rolling the shoulders back, and we're going to flip. Well, we're going to turn our hands forward so the pinkies are out, and then back so that the pinkies again are forward, but the thumbs are facing back. So bending the elbows, allowing the movement to come from the shoulders and come down through the fingertips, having the fingertips spread. So just try that out. Don't worry if it doesn't look exactly like mine. Just make sure that you're aware of an opening out with the shoulders, and you can even just check it's happening, and then them coming inwards. So we'll keep doing that. And this sequence I like to call dancer. And there's a dog barking. He likes this pose too. So then we're going to inhale. Well, we're just going to keep breathing and start to lift the hands upwards. So still rotating from the shoulders, fingertips spread, bending at the elbows with the movement, coming up to shoulder height. And just keep doing those movements. And then we're going to look over to one side and we're going to allow one hand, the palm facing up, and then the other. And we're just going to look over to each side as we turn the palm upwards, still spreading the fingertips. And as you would have noticed, this is actually quite challenging to stay here. So just breathe through it. We won't be here for too much longer. If this is really easy and you would like a challenge, what you can do is bring the ankle to the heel, or the heel to the ankle, the opposite ankle. So when you're turning, you're looking over, opposite, and then you've got the same side ankle and heel to ankle, okay? So we'll just do a few more. 3, 2, 1. I hope you stayed with me, but you're always welcome to shake it out and then come back. And then we're going to go back to turning both forward and back as we come all the way down, moving just like that, coming all the way down. And that is quite a strong one, so shake it out, maybe swing the arms forward and back, just like a pendulum, and you really shake it out, maybe even shrugging the shoulders. A lot of tension can build up there, maybe swimming them back and forward. Very nice. Okay, so now we're going to bring the feet to about widen the hip reach, maybe 2 foot apart. And we're just going to inhale, raising the arms up, and then exhale, sending them out, and we're going to start to fold from the hips and come down into a forward fold. So if you are wearing jeans like me, this may not be as comfortable, but still possible. So bending from the hips, allowing the head to drop, and just staying here for a moment. So now we're in our inversion. Allow the head to drop, allow the arms to become soft and heavy. And then maybe circling the hands round, side to side. And you may have your hands higher depending on your flexibility. And that's fine, just moving side to side, feeling that stretch. Then we're going to step the foot out to the side and just stretch a little bit deeper. And just notice where you're feeling that stretch in the side body, in the hamstrings as well. Just noticing all the places which are now feeling that stretch, and then coming back to the center again. And we're just going to do a few other movements. So inhale, actually coming upwards, coming round, and then falling back down. So you can bring the hands into this, allow them to just stroke the floor on your way up, and stroke the floor, and coming up, and then reversing, so going back the other way. Beautiful. Now staying down, we're going to bring one hand to the center in between our feet, and we're going to glide the other hand up the arm, across the chest, and up, coming into a twist. Holding it there, breathing, reaching up, coming in onto your fingertips. The lower hand should be on the fingertips. Exhale, coming down, bringing the other hand down on your fingertips. If you can, you may need to bend the knees if this is challenging. Glide the other hand up, across the chest, into the sky, looking up. Maybe if you don't want to have that tension in the neck, you can look down and up, down and up, and then coming down all the way. Lovely. So just allowing your head to drop. We're going to shuffle the feet in so that the toes are touching, and we're just going to stay in a forward fold like this. You may have your hands on your shins, that's fine. You may just want to come to tabletop and just lengthen the spine. But if you do want to come down, you can have a slight bend in the knees. We're going to fold from the hips, bringing the belly button inward and bringing the weight into the toes and allowing yourself just to fall, and you can drop the head and just stay here for a moment, feeling the stretching in the hamstrings, maybe stretching the feet long a little bit, see if you can go deeper. And then we're going to very slowly bend the knees and start to come up, gliding our hands across our legs and our torso up. Great. So now we're going to go into our final pose, which is tree. I know a lot of people like tree. So yes, we're going to get into that. So the tree is a balancing posture where you balance on one leg and you kind of look like a tree, I guess. So choose a leg to balance on and ground, just really, car going past, just really allow the surface of your foot to really ground into the floor, okay? And then you're going to bring your other leg up, bending the knee, and you're just going to rock it forward and back, keeping your balance, maybe having the hands on the hips, maybe having them out to the side, maybe holding onto your ears. Apparently these things help with your balance. And then we're going to open up and make circles outwards from the hip with the knee. Good. And then keeping the knee up, we're going to reverse those circles so they're coming inward now. Stay with me. Just do 2 more. Nice. And then bring that foot down and shaking it out, because that might have created a lot of tension for you. And now we're going to come into tree. So planting that foot, maybe rocking forward and back, just stepping forward and back on the sole, making sure that the foot is in contact with the ground and getting a really nice solid hold on that, or solid contact with the ground. And you've got options with where you want to be. So you can be with the toes still in contact with the ground and the rest of the foot against the ankle, and that's great. And then you can come to your hands at heart center, which is very nice. I really like this version. Or you can slide the soles up and come to your calf. And I would say, depending on how your knees are, you can come up to your knees, but don't apply too much pressure. You don't want the knees going outward. Or you can come up to the thigh. And what you'll need to probably do is place it there and then just stay strong. Find your point of focus in front of you, ideally an object which doesn't move and is in eye level. Maintaining that focus, you can keep your hands in heart center, keeping your balance, or you can open your hands up, holding a big beach ball. What I should really say is these are your branches of your tree growing. Maybe having the fingertips spread and just looking in front of you, reaching up through the body, expanding, being a beautiful tree. And then you're going to exhale, shower the hands down and pick the leg up like this and then bring it down. So we're just exercising a bit of control and not falling out of that pose. So we'll come onto the other side again. We're going to step forward and back on the foot. Just understanding that connection with the ground a little bit. Bringing pressure into the toes and the heel. And then grounding into that foot. And then again choosing your place. So you may want to have your foot on your ankle, your calf, or up higher. I'm going to do this position because I did say I like it so much. So trying to keep the hips square if you can, bringing your palms to heart center and finding your point of focus in front of you and breathing here. And if you would like to, raising the arms up, your branches growing up, spreading the arms long. Maybe having a gentle bend in the arms and opening the chest. Just breathing here. And then exhale, releasing, maybe picking the knee up, bring the arms down, and then placing it back down. Well done. We're now going to do a little relaxation standing up. And you may have never really done one before, so let's see how it works for you, okay? So, we're just going to focus on the breathing, of course. So bringing your hands to your belly, and we're going to come into that really strong mountain pose. So really pressing the feet into the ground, lengthening through the legs, but not locking out the knees. Extending the spine up with each inhale. And with each exhale, allowing parts of the body to become soft. So maybe the shoulders are coming down. Maybe the jaw is releasing and becoming soft. Maybe the knees are becoming soft, they're not locked. And you can close the eyes. Breathing, letting the belly expand. On the exhale, letting the breath go. Breathing through the nose if you can. Being curious about the beautiful sounds of the breath. Don't worry if your breath is abrupt or not rhythmic, that's fine. Doing these practices can really help with smoothing the breath. Just notice the movement of the breath in your body. Noticing the air coming in and out of the nostrils. Maybe detecting a slight temperature difference between the two. The inhale maybe being cooler than the exhale. And then we're going to spend some time noticing the relaxing nature of the exhale. Release your hands by your side. We're going to breathe here, still expanding the belly and bringing the belly towards the spine on the exhale. And spend some time with yourself right here, right now, standing, being grateful for the time you've invested in moving, breathing, and just being in your body. Hopefully you feel really good, or you feel better. And if you don't, that's okay. Maybe it's a sign that yoga may not be the thing that's going to help. You may have to try something else to self-soothe, and that's okay. So just spending a moment being present and noticing your body and how you're feeling. And still keeping the eyes closed, we're going to start to think about moving. So when we're ready, we'll move, but just thinking about what areas of the body want to move first. Maybe it's your head, your neck. Maybe it's your elbows, your knees, maybe it's your hips. Just thinking about how you want to move them. And then inhale and exhale, bringing movement to the part of the body which needs it. Then gently opening the eyes, still moving, maybe moving like you're in a body of water. And we're going to close the practice here and know that you can continue your day embodying this soft movements and moving slower and more consciously. I hope you've liked it, and let me know your comments, because if you do like it, there are plenty of sequences that we can go through, all standing up and all fulfilling most of the movements that you'd normally find in yoga. Okay. Take care.